Got some of that Cologne right here. Oh, wait. Maybe some Germex will do. Yeah, some hand sanitizer. No, maybe some Darth Vader, Lego Darth Vader. No. Maybe some Elmer's glue. Let me ask you a question. Okay. Aha. It's a semi-beautiful day, I guess. And, oh, wait a second. My neighbor's pool has turned green. That's a no bueno. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, I'm on my way to go pick up my girlfriend. She's gonna hang out at my place today, and we are going to record a podcast. But of course, first I have to drive to Winthrop to obtain? That sounds really weird. To pick her up. To obtain her. That sounds so creepy. Alright. I did have to make a quick stop to get some gas, or I wouldn't be going anywhere. And also, of course, my channel should just be sponsored by Monster Energy at this point. I get it way too much. I'm going to die soon. Like, comment, subscribe. Nothing like a nice, quiet car ride all the way to Rock Hill.
12 seconds later.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, I'm almost here, and that's Toby Mac you're hearing in the background. But yeah, I'm almost at Winthrop to see my girlfriend. I'm probably gonna get us both McDonald's, and then we'll both be back at the house and do the podcast. There she is.
Hello.
Hey, Andy. Isn't she beautiful?
Whoa. Is that McDonald's?
Yes, it is. Also,
What?
this is your first impression for the people that watch my YouTube channel.
Hi, YouTube chan peeps. I'm bad at
Perfect.
English, thank you.
We speak English.
She wants to touch me, woo. She wants to love me, woo. She'll never leave me, woo. Don't trust her, never trust her.
Hi.
Bonjour.
Bonjourneys. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the totally awesome podcast, the TAP, that for some reason I'm just starting to film these in my kitchen. I don't know why. I just think it looks pretty.
Kitchens are cool.
Yes. This is the TAP, the totally awesome podcast, the worst podcast you ever heard. So bad it might make you tap out. Get it? Because TAP.
That's
tap
funny.
Out. That's my catchphrase.
That's
We know this is bad, but we're doing it anyway. This is my beautiful girlfriend, Andy.
Hello.
It's short for Anderson. Her name's Anderson Ashley Krim.
Yes.
And we've been dating for about a week now.
Tomorrow will be a week.
Will be a week officially. That'll be
It's gonna be, whoa, happy 1 week anniversary.
It'll be 1 week anniversary. I'm so glad that you phrased it that way. That's just so
Because it
perfect.
can't be an anniversary because that implies that a year has passed.
Yeah, "an" is a word for year, I think.
It is.
We English a lot.
We're so good at Anglais.
We share one brain cell between us, and it shows. So just before we start, we're going to talk about how we met. Tell the fine people, all 5 of them that watch, about
Including me.
Yes, including you.
I'm gonna watch. So basically, there was this one day, my roommate was telling me about Joshua. She was like, you would really like him. And I was like, will I? Okay, I guess. And then I was just laying in bed one day, and she walked in, and I thought it was just her. So I was like, I'm cramping. I think I'm about to start my period. And then I saw Joshua, and I was like, whoa, there's a boy in here? Okay. Hi. It was awkward, and I'm surprised that he still liked me after that.
That was a marvelous first impression. The first thing I've ever heard her say was, I'm cramping! And I'm just like...
So much pain.
Oh, and I immediately was like, oh, this is going to be fun. And boy, was I right. We literally had an hour and a half long conversation the minute we met each other. Like,
About crazy things.
random things. And then a week later, or a couple days later, I can't remember. My concept of time.
It's gone out the window.
I'm in my early 20s, and I'm at the point where days and weeks just meld together. This pandemic has not helped with that, by the way, but...
I don't even... It's Monday. Never mind. I know what day it is.
Garfield would be ashamed.
Lasagna.
Lasagna, yes or no?
Lasagna. I do, yes.
Lasagna.
Yes. Yeah.
Give me that lasagna.
That latex nut. That makes so much sense. Because
I have a question.
condoms are latex. Anyway, yes. Ask your question. What's your question?
I was gonna ask what a latex nut is, but I guess you answered.
Oh yeah, I was in the middle of explaining.
Oh my god. We were in the car on the truck on the way here. I don't have a car. I keep forgetting that I don't have a car.
Truck.
It doesn't matter. It's a vehicle, but I want to call it a truck. On the way here, we were discussing how over time our innocence has been chipped away from us. I talked about how one of my favorite movies with Jim Carrey is my favorite actor because he's like me dialed up to 10 except in front of a camera. That more people than just a couple
I was about to
watch.
say, so your YouTube channel?
Yes. I actually, by the way, the channel just reached 700 subscribers yesterday, so thank you all for that.
I feel like it's because I told all my friends.
I appreciate it. Like, comment, subscribe, and share with your friends. They're going to watch and wonder about my mental state of being, which, I mean, that's a good thing to wonder about, because...
As a psychology major, it's just going to be so fun to dive into that.
Yeah, as a psychology major, I don't think I've ever had a girlfriend that's more concerned about me.
That's true.
Your wavelengths, they're just...
I'm like, so...
They're like knots.
Yeah. My wave knots?
Yes. My knotted wavelengths. But we were talking about The Mask, the Jim Carrey movie, where he's a big green boy.
I was like, oh, the one where he's green?
Yes, he's very jealous in that movie.
He's envious.
I can't help it. But, so, in the movie, there's a part where he's dealing with a bunch of thugs. And since he's like a superhero, he can pretty much just beat them whenever he wants to. But he wants to have fun with them. And he starts doing this balloon show. And he pulls what you think would be a balloon out of one pocket, and it's this wet object. And the phrase is, "Sorry kids, wrong pocket," and throws it away. I do a very good impression.
Yeah, you're really good.
Any, like, insane or derpy character, I can nail that impression. But yeah, he threw it away, and they're snickering in the background because they get the joke. I never knew what that was when I was little. I thought it was like a dead fish.
He has a dead fish in his pocket.
I'm a child. It did not dawn on me until earlier this year because I rewatched that scene and he was like, "Sorry, wrong pocket." And the way he was looking at the camera and the giggling, I was just like,
all the puzzle pieces.
"Oh my god, it's a condom." No way. Like, blew my mind. And I immediately called my mom to tell her about it. And my mom was, that should tell you everything you need to know about me. Mom! Condoms! So I called my mom and I said, "Did you know that was a condom in the Mask movie?" And my mom was just like, "Yes. I never knew that." And she's like, "Okay, good for you, honey." Hangs up. Where's my Tylenol?
You gave her a migraine.
Wouldn't be the first time, but yeah. So after we met and had an hour to 2 hour long conversation about a bunch of random stuff, we were also introduced by her roommate and a good friend of mine, Jamie. Shout out to you, Jamie, if you're watching.
Shouting out, hello.
I guarantee you Andy is going to force you to watch this.
I'm gonna be like, hey, sit down. Let's have a chat. Just kidding. Let's watch this.
We have an hour-long video that you will watch every second of.
Oh gosh. An hour?
I have no idea how long this is gonna be.
It's gonna be 7 hours long.
The longest video on my channel is about 4 hours long. And it was me and my friend Bradley watching a wrestling show.
That's a long schlong of a video. Schlongest to
Thank you.
longest.
That's a very schlong. That reminds me of that video that you watched where it was 9 minutes of just me just being super gay. And
Yes.
the first bit was me singing about my brother's schlong.
Whenever you said schlong, I was like, oh my gosh, we're made for each other. 'Cause I
We're
say
made for
schlong.
each other.
I say schlong, you say schlong.
I didn't even, I didn't just say schlong. I made it rhyme with long.
It was so good.
I'm a genius.
He can make schlong rhyme with long. I didn't know people could do that. You know? I thought that, you know. People,
You're not the only one that's concerned about me.
There's everybody on Earth.
There's a list of people that are concerned about me. And I'm never gonna finish this aside. So we met and we talked for a while, and I was like, she seems pretty cool. The first thing I ever heard her say was, "I'm grabbing!" was amazing. I could not have asked for a better first impression. So then she knows how much I adore Monster Energy drinks. I'm going to die. So she bought me a Monster and was like, next time you come up to campus, I'm going to give you a Monster. And of course, I didn't come up to... I either missed class or just straight up skipped one.
Oh, and I just want to say, hello.
Hi, Mom. How does it feel to also be on the Totally Awesome podcast?
Awesome!
Is it totally awesome?
Totally awesome, I'm going to stop.
Okay.
But it's totally awesome.
I just wanted to say I got you the Monster because I did have a monster crush on you.
Oh, I see what you did there.
Thanks, I know.
That's amazing. So yeah. And that was the first little hint where I was like, I think there might be something in here. I don't know.
Maybe.
I've only met her once, but we kind of did talk for most of the day. So then I remember you got so irritated because like I kept either going up to campus and immediately going home or just skipping a class.
Yeah, I was yelling at you via text, next time you come to Winthrop, you have to see me.
I've had a Monster in my refrigerator for a week.
I think it was in my fridge for 2 weeks. And you didn't get it. And I was like, Joshua, are you avoiding me?
Get your Rudy Tooty polka dot booty up here to get this drink, because if I end up drinking it, I'm going to feel real bad about it.
Yeah, I didn't want to drink his drink, but I was this close. And if I drank that drink, I would actually bounce off walls.
She would.
Literally bouncing off of walls.
As my viewers are well aware, I'm...
Insane.
She's also that.
Yeah.
So we're perfect for each other.
It's magical.
Yes, I love
We're
you.
like unicorns.
Yes. Unicorns that love to sword fight with their horns. If we had horns on our head...
I would totally sword fight you.
I have swords in my room.
Can we?
I'll get them in a second.
Okay. My dad has real swords, and I always wanted to like actually use them, but my dad's like, no, don't touch the real swords. You will die.
You will lose fingers.
I honestly think that if I touched the real swords, bad things would happen.
But so yeah, she was like, get up here and get your drink, and I was like, all right. So I came up to Winthrop one day, and for one of my classes, when I got out, I went over to Diggs at the camp. We both go to Winthrop, which thank God, because I went through a phase where I had a girlfriend that was 3 hours away, and then my next girlfriend was 2 hours away, and then the girlfriend after that was 1 hour away. So I was etching my way down.
And here we are.
And here we are. Now I have a girlfriend that's 45 minutes away. So hopefully she moves like to 30, like get closer, please.
I'm only gonna get closer until I go home to Lexington, and then I'll be farther away.
Be mucho sadness.
But then I'll rent a helicopter. And problem solved.
I will summon the Pegasus. Or whatever that is.
You know a unicorn Pegasus? What are those called?
Unegasus?
Alluses? I don't know.
It better go see a doctor because it has all of those cysts.
Yeah. That's good.
That was a yikes.
That was good.
I disagree. But, so yeah, we met up at Winthrop, and we had another, like, 2-hour long conversation in Diggs. And this was when I was like, that Andy's,
Can you
feel
feel
the love tonight. Copyright strikes.
Oh god, we're gonna
Disney, get off my video, Disney. I'm thrilled that one of the 5 people watching this video is from Disney.
Is it really?
No.
Is it really?
I hope not. You never know.
Simba's watching this video.
I upload this and immediately get an email saying some content ID was found in your video and it was us singing "Can You Feel the Love Tonight." I'm not even monetized. Leave me alone, Disney.
You wouldn't be.
This needs to stop.
Contemplating all of my life decisions. My eyes are twitching.
But after our conversation, I really started to grow a crush on Andy, and I think she had already had a massive crush on me.
Maybe just a little bit.
Just a little bit.
It's fine.
And then she walked me to my truck, and I offered to drive her back to her dorm room. She goes into Lee Wicker.
Wee Liquor.
And we have renamed it to Wee Liquor because that's funny. And there's a bunch of stories about that place. In one of the previous episodes where it was me and Ethan, I discussed where there was some booty clapping going on next door.
Booty clapping.
Really loud. Just you could get the full thick
Are you sure?
wetness of it.
Are you sure it was booty though?
I don't know, but it was loud.
I mean, it could have just been a wide vagina.
It was... Whatever it was probably shifted a few tectonic plates.
Oh, that's a lot.
So, but yeah, oh, and I guess I can talk about the dildo story.
Yes.
Yeah, because I already told her about that. I don't know if I've said it on a podcast, but it's really funny. So after that, I was going to drive her back to her dorm over at Wee Liquor, but there was something going on outside, and there was a long line of trucks, so we could not turn to get to where her dorm was.
It was a yee-yee boy convention. They were yeeing and they were boying.
So we had to figure out. I had to improvise, which at the time, like, if I'm like expecting I'm gonna have to like improvise, then I can be prepared to. But if all of a sudden, Joshua, think on your feet, I'm just like, Jesus, take the wheel. Because I panicked. I don't know if you could tell while I was driving, but I was panicking a little bit.
I could sense it, and I was like, I'm just gonna let him figure this out.
But we're both still alive.
Yeah, and that's all that matters.
Yes. I briefly was concerned that I was in control of the situation, but I handled it. And I did not run into anyone. I maybe crossed into the wrong lane once. A little bit.
It was like a little...
But we're still alive. The point remains. But, so yeah, I had to figure out a different way to get back onto campus, and then I dropped her off. And I could not stop thinking about her, like, the whole next week. And then we hung out on the next Tuesday.
Which was like 4 days later.
Yeah, 4 days later.
Felt like 20 years.
I know. And I told her that I had a huge crush on her, and she said, well, I also really like you.
Okay, can I just explain what was happening in my body when you said that? Okay, I was sitting on the floor. I was trying to look up an Unis Honest video, and he said the words, I need to talk to you about something, and then my heart went, da, 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 and then I went, da, 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 but all inside.
I could see you, I could see you, like, shaking.
I felt like I was having a seizure. And then my breathing was like, I'm gonna die. And then I looked at you for a second, and then I got scared, and then I looked back at my phone, and then you were like, I have a crush on you, and then I looked at you for a second, and then I was like, what do I do?
This was an unexpected surprise, but a welcome one.
Correct.
Yeah, and I had to calm her down.
I was like...
I thought was adorable, but I thought I was going to have to go get an inhaler.
I should have an inhaler, but I don't.
But I thought I really, really appreciated that someone would get that excited over me. And not because I'm annoying them, but like in a good way.
Because you're making my heart feel things.
Yes, and you are making mine feel them as well.
The pinkies?
Pinkies.
Pinkies.
We have pinkies.
We do.
But why aren't they actually the couple?
They should be pink.
They should be. See how easily sidetracked we are? We always, when one of our things is whenever one of us gets sidetracked and goes on a tangent, the other one immediately jumps onto it.
It's so easy.
Like, our brains, like, have like parallel wavelengths where it's just like in different directions.
We'll go everywhere and nowhere, all at the same time.
Together. I wonder how many people are just like, what am I watching?
You're watching weird things.
This is what drugs are like.
This is what it feels like to be high on
Love.
anything. Or not. You know, I guess.
Yeah.
There's a cool thingy in here. This is weird.
She likes my table.
The table's cool.
Oh, it also does this.
What is it? Oh my god. Why does it do that?
I still don't know.
Why is there anything that can go in there? Like wood? Okay, don't.
Likely, very likely, very likely. We're going to move right along past
Alright, anyway.
But anyway, okay, so the dildo story.
Yeah.
Let's get serious now, the dildo story.
Speaking of wood.
Yes. Okay, at my dorm, Wheelicker, I was in my room watching John Wick, and all of a sudden there's a bunch of racket outside. So I go and look. Everyone on my floor is playing with a massive dildo. Like, humongo dildo. And it was like clear and see-through except for the boober head. It was purple.
I don't understand.
And I'm just like, alright, why are we doing this? I mean, it's either from that room right across from me on one night and just dildo in the middle the other night.
Dildo in the middle.
And they're just throwing it back and forth, and one of them grabs it and tries to like jam it into a door to where it's jutting out into the hallway like a doorknob.
Like a dill knob.
Yes, a door dill.
A door dill, that does sound better. Yes.
Door dill.
A door dill.
A door dill pickle. Tickle that pickle. Anyway.
I'd rather not.
I would also rather not.
I mean,
like half of the floor was on this side of the hall, and the other half was on that side, and they were just lobbing it back and forth to each other.
Just throwing dildos in incredible lengths.
And I'm just like watching it go back and forth, and then it falls at my feet, and I'm just like, I pick it up like immediately, and they're just like, throw it back to us, and my quote was, "Is it sad that this is the most fun I've had all week?" And I throw it back to them, and they just bust out laughing.
That's how you know you're depressed.
And then they just start trying to stab each other with it, and that's when I'm like, okay, this is getting too weird. This is a little too weird for me, and I went back in my room and was like, I think I'll have more fun watching John Wick stab someone in the face with a pencil.
Things are weird for you?
When with a realistic, massive, see-through, transparent dildo, yes.
But why would it be realistic if it's see-through?
You've never seen the Silver Surfer's penis?
Oh, wait a minute.
Or that water guy villain, what's that water dude's name from Spider-Man?
Oh gosh.
It's not Aquaman, because that's copyrighted by DC.
Aquaman might have a clear...
He has aqua penis.
Aqua dick.
Dude, imagine what Jason Momoa's, how big that penis must be. I'm a straight man.
That would hurt.
But, that thing probably has a beard.
With your enlarged prostate.
Okay, she's convinced that I have a prostate issue because last night...
Very bad prostate issue.
Last night, we were talking about something and it inevitably turned into, by the way, you know you get super hard when you poop?
No, this is what I said. I said, I want a penis. And he said, no, these are reasons why you don't want penis.
They're annoying.
I was like, no, I still want a penis so I can roll it around like a helicopter. Have you ever done that? Is it possible?
No. It hurts.
Well, yeah, I go through the pain.
It's either when it's long enough to do that, it doesn't want to move because it's like a stick. But when it's flaccid, it's not long enough to do that.
Oh, so you can't.
So you kind of have to have a half chub, but it's still to where it doesn't want to bend. I can't believe I'm talking about this on a podcast with my girlfriend.
I mean,
hey, a girl that you can talk to about this and it be funny and interesting, that's how you know you found the right one. Helicopter penis.
Helicopter penis.
Helicopter poopy penis.
Like, you could fly. You just go up.
Burr! I'm not gonna be able to look at helicopters the same way now.
I'm always gonna think, oh, it's just a man.
That's just a dude flying around.
The sky.
With his phallus.
That is so penis-like. That's what I'll say every time I see a helicopter.
Rotor? I barely knew her. Anyway. So, and then she was asking me, well, what's wrong with having a penis? And I responded with, well, one thing it does is every time I poop, I get super hard. And she was just like, what?
I didn't know that happened.
Yeah.
So I looked it up because I was concerned. And I was like, does he have a problem or a fetish? Either way.
My poo-poo real good.
Not good. And so
I like poo-poo a little too much.
that I was like, let's see how this goes. I found something on Reddit that says, you know, Reddit, where doctors go, and it says, yeah, well, if you get, like, they said it's normal because it rubs on the prostate, you know?
I mean, you're squeezing down there.
But, get it?
Get it.
But they said if it happens too often, then you could have an enlarged prostate, and that could be a problem. So I want you to go to a butt doctor, you know, just to see.
I want.
Is your prostate a normal size?
I've never seen it.
Well,
I've never talked to it.
Go like, do a back
Shove my head between my legs like, hello up there!
prostate, are you too big?
Do you need to lose some weight? I have a treadmill.
You do.
This is going into
How do you shrink a prostate?
with effort and determination.
You just go, you squeeze your butt cheeks together.
It's like that one SpongeBob episode where Patrick
Yes.
is doing the butt thing.
With the little clampy?
Yes,
That.
and then he's doing it in his sleep where his butt's just clapping.
Butt clamps.
Butt claps.
I wish.
Get you a girl that cares if your butt claps or not.
I just care if you die from prostate things.
I don't want to lose my boyfriend because his prostate was too big.
That's what I don't want.
That would be a shitty way to die.
Yeah, you're right.
Anyway, okay. I'm gonna go get my swords. Entertain the masses.
Okay.
While I slip all and slide all over the floor.
Slippy slidey. So my name is Andy, and I don't know how to be entertaining. But look at these owls. They're so cute. They do have holes.
One's
Anyway.
pepper, one's salt.
Which one is which?
That's a good question. Because I'm not sure.
This one is salt.
That one is Angelina Jolie.
I'm just gonna pour it back in the
Get
hole.
it? Because she was in a movie called Salt.
I didn't know that.
Also, she's very salty about it.
All
Okay.
salt.
These are my swords.
Those are cool swords.
This is a Nerf one I've had for a long time. I used to have a dog named Buffy. Not the Vampire Slayer.
I was thinking that.
My dad named her. And she got a hold of my sword. And it is no longer a fully functioning sword. But it's still usable.
It looks sturdy.
Mom, do you remember when Buffy got a hold of this?
You remember when I told you not to leave your stuff laying out in the backyard?
Yes, I do.
Okay. Did we learn something?
No!
Joshua doesn't learn.
I learn after repeated viewings.
That's the definition of insanity.
Doing the same thing and expecting different results.
Exactly. I'm diagnosing you as a freshman psychology major.
You're insane and you have prostate issues.
I think you might, but I'm not a doctor. You need somebody to touch
That's
it.
gonna be a fun exam to have.
They just put their little finger in it. They're like, ooh, let's see how big it is.
Don't. I'm just going to go ahead and tell you now, don't get real graphic with that stuff because he'll get 12.
No, I will not.
Are you afraid of butts?
No. I'll explain it to you in a
He has
later.
an issue with human anatomy.
Me too.
Some things with human anatomy just make me super...
I'm afraid of...
Tell her when you passed out in the bathroom. That was fun.
I once almost passed out because I was bleeding and I was like...
No, he did pass out in the middle of urinating.
Okay, I'll tell the story. I'll tell the story.
I want to hear this.
Okay, after I'm done showing off my sword.
Yeah, swords first.
Okay, I'm sort of done. Anyway,
Oh my god.
I went to the Renaissance Festival a couple years ago and I saw this, and it had my name all over it. Figuratively.
Not literally.
I said figuratively.
I thought you meant literally.
And
Is
so,
it wooden?
yes. So much wood in this podcast.
There's a lot of wood. It's a long schlong.
I didn't know Alex was in this podcast.
Wow.
And then 2 years ago, I saw this hanging on a shelf at Dollar General.
You thought you had to have it.
I saw it and I immediately fell in love. And when I bought it, my manager just looked at me like, really? And I was like, it looks cool.
It does look cool.
And a couple weeks ago, I saw this dagger at Dollar Tree that I look at, and almost the same exact thing happened. I was like, it looked cool. And my manager was like, Josh, how old are you again? And I said,
75.
old enough to appreciate fine craftsmanship. And I like sword.
Look at this. This is cool.
Have my own sword collection.
Whoa. Yes, of 100% authentic real swords.
Yes.
Ow, I'm stabbing myself.
Don't
Ow.
do that. I'll have to call the Olympic medical team.
The ambulance.
I'll have to call the wambulance.
The ambiance. The people that make everything feel.
The ambiance.
Beyonce?
Beyonce will be the person driving the ambulance.
Beyonce provides the ambiance for the ambulance. You know?
Kisses.
But my mom is distracting me. You're distracting me, mother.
Did you kiss Coco? I'll kiss Coco.
Yes.
But I can't kiss Coco.
Yeah, we introduced Andy to my cat, and my cat is not a fan of people that aren't us. So new people aren't a big fan of Coco, and Coco is not a big fan of them.
I still love Coco, even if she doesn't like me.
But there was an occasion where I was watching, I don't know why, but I was just going through YouTube, and a video about Jeanette McCurdy playing a character that got pregnant was playing on YouTube, and my recommended, so I watched it. And then I was like, I think I'm about to pass out, because I'll get really pale, I'll get really lightheaded, and my vision was just, I'll go blind. Like, my vision gets really cloudy. You know, like when you see static on a TV?
Wait, is it because she was giving birth?
Yes.
I had to watch a video like that and help.
Me no likey. So basically, I was going blind. I was really lightheaded. I needed to lay down.
And decided to pee.
I needed to pee. Mom, let me tell the story.
I'm letting you.
No, you're not.
Yes, I
I will fight you on air.
am. I will win.
I will. We shall see. Is that a challenge?
Yeah.
About to say who has all the swords.
But Andy's referee. You're wearing a striped shirt, so
Yeah.
you're a referee.
That makes sense.
She's a bumblebee referee.
Bumblebee.
Let's go.
Oh, she's got a real
She's
knife.
got a knife. This escalated quickly. But yeah, I was like, I really need to go pee. So I thought I figured it out. I thought I had a big brain gamer moment. I was like, when I go pee, I'll sit down to pee. Then I'll be fine. So I sat down, I started peeing, and then I woke up on the floor, and there was pee and blood everywhere.
Why was there blood?
I bounced nose first off the air vent. Like right on
There's a vent in the floor. He landed face first on the vent.
and the bridge of my nose got cut open. So my parents come running in there to see if I'm okay, and they're like, "What happened?" And I respond by laughing hysterically. And they're like, "Why are you laughing?" And I'm like, "I passed out and peed on myself. That's funny."
No, I wasn't laughing because I had to clean pee off the walls.
I was laughing because that was funny.
I wasn't. It wasn't funny because you
Why
didn't
didn't
clean
you
up
clean
pee.
your own pee, Joshua?
You
Because I didn't have
clean
feelings
pee.
in my legs. My
You
legs
couldn't
were
get
not.
off the floor.
I could not get off the floor. It's kind of hard to clean when you're paralyzed.
So, okay, wait. How long ago was that?
A year and a half, 2 years
A
ago.
year ago, year and a half ago.
Yeah.
So he was adult. You know?
Oh yeah, he was grown.
Yeah, that makes so much sense.
When I was little, I watched that episode when I was in 4-year-old kindergarten. The first time I remember this happening, I watched the episode of Curious George where he ate a piece of a puzzle, and they showed an X-ray where there was a puzzle piece stuck in him. I had to go to the bathroom because I felt like I was about to pass out.
I'm just afraid of organs, you know?
When it has to do with how the body works and how it could go wrong,
I don't like that.
something just freaks my brain out.
I literally like talking, I can't breathe good. Like, I'm not breathing good. Because there's so many things that could happen, and it scares me.
My brain just focuses on one, like, error and just freaks out.
Like, my dad had me watch, you know the movie Osmosis Jones?
I think I've heard of it.
He made me watch it, and I started having a panic attack in the middle of it, and then I had to run upstairs, and I ran upstairs and I started crying, and it was an animated movie. It was animated, but it was like, he's a white cell? I don't like that.
Curious George was animated.
Yes.
Well,
when a couple years later, when I was like in first grade, I was at my grandma's house, and me and my uncle were watching SpongeBob. We watched the episode The Suds. I almost passed out watching the Suds episode because there was something wrong with SpongeBob's body, and it just freaked me out.
I don't like that.
And my uncle got upset because he thought I just didn't like the episode. He was like, "What's wrong? What, do you not like SpongeBob?" And I was like, "After I feel better, Uncle Doug, I'll explain it to you." And there was another incident where we were at a big God conference. Like there was like this big what was it, like a concert?
No, it was a conference, and they were having skits and stuff outside in the field.
Yeah, there was a skit where this crazy doctor guy was operating on the side, and there was a box of him so you couldn't see what he was doing. Mom, please try not to break anything. I mean, you've already broken the ice with Andy, so...
Breaking so much ice.
Yes, that was very ice of me to say.
Yes, it was so
But this weird doctor.
So yeah, this weird doctor had this box in front of the person that was laying on the floor, so you couldn't see.
And it wasn't a real, it was a dummy.
Yeah, it was a So and he started like pulling like rubber chuckins.
Rubber chicken
Chicken strippers.
Chicken strippers.
He was pulling rubber chickens out of this dude, like alarm clocks, cans of soup. I just about passed out. My mom had to carry me off the field. My lips were turning blue.
He was blue. Yeah, he was turning blue.
Oh my god.
And sweating. And I had to carry him off the field.
I am a mess.
Yes, darling, you are.
I am an absolute
A
mess.
hot mess.
I am a hot mess. And I've only passed out in my life twice. The time when I peed all over the bathroom by accident.
Yep.
And there was one time where...
It was a couple years earlier than that.
It was a couple years earlier. I was watching something on a computer in the kitchen right over there.
And me and Alex were in the living room playing Monopoly.
Yeah. So
and I heard, wham!
Yeah, I was watching sports injury videos.
Why?
Because I'm a glutton for punishment, apparently.
And he passed out, fell out.
And there was a really, really bad leg injury. Like someone's leg bending the wrong way. And I was watching, and then I was like, oh, I don't feel so well. Maybe this is not smart. I woke up on the floor, like immediately. Like I blinked, and I was on the floor. It was weird. And then everyone started running to my aid, and I was like, did I just go into like a time portal? That was weird.
Did I gain the ability to time travel?
Yeah, I got really close to the floor. And
my sister's double jointed, and when she knew that every time she did the thing with her fingers, I would be like, and then actually die. So she would do it all the time, so that, you know, because she was mad at me all the time.
The worst time it ever happened to me was, it happened one time while we were in a sex ed class in middle school. So we were doing sex ed, and they were talking about the birds and the bees and the bees' knees and
the bees' knees.
The bees on their knees. Anyway,
I didn't know bees knew multiple positions.
Well, okay. So we were talking about that.
Yeah.
And they were really going. They were like giving the.
They were going into detail.
They were going into detail about what happens when that happens.
Well, they have to. It's sex ed.
I know.
Was it like
with pictures?
Okay.
And graphs and charts.
Wait. Pictures.
A pie chart.
I signed the permission slip for him to be able to take that. I even wrote a note on the bottom of the form letting them know that he may have an issue with that. Sure enough, honey.
Yeah.
So wait. A picture of a penis in there?
I don't think I got to that part.
Okay.
I don't think I made it to that
He just
part.
knew it was coming.
I knew it was coming.
Okay, anyway.
I love double entendres. Anyway, so I was in class and we were talking about it, and I was like, "Oh, this isn't gonna end well." And I was like, "I have to go use the bathroom, or what? I have to go to the nurse. I don't feel good." So I went over and when I touched the door handle to leave the room, all the feeling in my legs just disappeared, and I fell over. And the PE teacher had to catch me. So they helped me get to the
And they called me.
Yeah, they called my mom. They helped me get to the nurse's room until I felt better. So then, for the rest of the year, the joke around school was Joshua saw a penis and passed out. He saw a pee-pee and went floor.
Are you afraid of
But you
penises?
would think the fact that he's got a penis,
Yeah.
that it wouldn't be that big of a deal. But
I don't know. I'm afraid of blood, so you can imagine.
both of them are.
Every single month, I
Well,
wish.
no, Joshua's not so much. Joshua, blood doesn't really bother Joshua.
Blood
It
does
bothers
not bother
Alex.
me.
It bothers
I was
Alex.
just afraid of it.
But yeah, I had to deal with Joshua thought pee-pee and passed out for a year.
Well, was it the insides of a penis? That's understandable.
No,
You don't
it was
wanna
like
go
they were talking about how it works, how the dance with no pants commences.
Oh, okay. So you're afraid of sex?
I don't know. It's not even that.
If you get on this.
I don't know. No, I mean I'm going to do it one day. I'm not worried about that. It's just when I am learning or knowing or whenever it gets super technical about something,
Yeah.
something in my brain and then I'm on the floor. Now I'm fine. Now I can watch that whenever it happens once, that thing never bothers me again. It's very weird. It's like I could go watch that Jeanette McCurdy has a baby for some reason video again and I'll be fine. But if I see something like that that I've never seen before, all of a sudden it's bad. I don't know why it does that.
Like, the only organ that I can learn about that I won't, actually want to die if I learn about is the brain, because I have to for psychology. It's still sometimes I'm like, But, I'm like, alright, that's how brain works, and chemicals, and that's all I'm going to think about, Just chemicals, not the brain part, just the chemicals.
Just the things that make brains cool.
Yeah, the cool brains are cool when they make you happy, but when they make you sad, then they're not really cool.
Brains are cool, said zombies.
I was gonna say, said Bill Nye the Science Guy.
Bill Nye the Science Zombie.
Science rules.
Bill Nye the Science Zombie.
Bill Nye the Science Bringer. Throwback to when he did meth.
Throwback to when he wasn't on drugs
That-
or in jail.
He was probably on drugs whenever he did.
They just didn't know.
Nobody knew. Except
Bill Nye knew.
Bill Nye knew.
His dealer was very aware.
No, I don't think he had a dealer. I feel like he made
He
it
just
himself.
created it.
He's a scientist.
He was just like, let there be drug.
Let there be meth. And then, whoosh. He's basically magical, but instead of magic, it's science.
And meth.
And meth. Yeah. The meth makes him extra powerful. That's how he learned to understand the rules of the universe. I don't know what I'm doing.
I don't know either.
Okay.
Whenever he hears his theme song, instead of going, Bill, 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 he goes, meth, meth, meth.
That's literally, he goes, meth rules.
Meth. Narcotics rule.
Actually.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you guys have enjoyed whatever this was.
A series of unfortunate events.
Starring Jim Carrey.
Yes.
But I thank you very much for tuning in to yet another horrifically scarring episode of the Totally Awesome podcast. I hope you've enjoyed meeting my wonderful girlfriend and my mom's repeated interruptions that you just have to roll with the
He asked
punches.
me not to make.
Yep. Like
You
I'm subscribed.
kind of interrupted whenever she gave birth to you, You interrupted in her life. Just to bring that up, Anyway, you can end it now.
Okay. Good night, everybody.
She has to touch me.